Okay. Day 26. I am back from my trip out to Phoenix. My golf game, it's all right. It's not the best. I've been at it for like 3.5 months. So I got like two bogeys out there, and this is like an official course. I think it's like Wakipo or something like that. The greens were super fast, and if you want to get a par, you have to be able to putt. And my putt game is like, so that was a great, testament for me of being able to go through a situation where, you know, um, I am not drinking. I still need to be able to work out twice a day. I'm still trying to do meditation, and still need to read. So you have to be able to do those things even when life kind of comes at you, right? It's a planned trip. It's a 40th birthday. But I'm not going to stop the 75 hard for that. I remember early when I told one of my friends I was doing it, he said, well, remember there's a trip coming up. You're not going to be able to do that during the trip. Well, one thing that makes things easier, especially like when you're giving something up, is to like proactively talk about it. So you're kind of saying like, yeah, 75 hard, I'm not drinking, so that like people kind of understand that going into it. And like good friends kind of respect those things and make it easy, and it's an environment for growing as an individual. Um, my body feels really good. I try to get up and just stretch and move my body every morning. I've already been to the gym this morning. It's been good of just getting up early. Like transparently, when you don't drink, your sleep is amazing. Like your sleep is like top notch sleep. So like not drinking is a good thing. Um, and if there was one thing that I'm like, okay, I might stick with this one, I think would be the not drinking thing. Like, cause I keep asking myself, I was like, what is alcohol bringing to your life? And I believe not drinking actually helps to build your self-esteem, because if you have a boundary and you have to continually reinforce that boundary, i.e. not drinking or whatever, that builds your confidence, your self-esteem. But I think it's also a self-esteem booster to be able to go out and navigate without the need for something like alcohol. So I just think it's a positive feedback loop on your self-esteem. So that's what I'm gonna definitely take a look at as this 75 hard is done or whatnot. Okay, so what am I reading now? Seven Spiritual Laws is what I've been reading a lot of. I've been reading Attached is another book that I picked up. This one right here is called Boundaries. It's just a good one. Like, how do you develop like healthy relationship boundaries? I think boundaries are just important in romantic relationships, business relationships, and they actually allow for you to maintain and sustain as a human being your emotional states. Need to be internal, need to be regulated, right? And it's better to be able to regulate those things internally. But if you allow for external factors to continually breach yourself, your person, then it's harder to deal with these things internally. It just makes it more difficult. So boundaries help with that. I'm in a state of like hope, and just trying to practice a lot of the things that would make me a virtuous man, like, just patience and willing to work, and like really starting to kind of dive back into this industrial mindset. Like I've been like messing around a little bit with like an online store, like a little shop, one that would sell kind of like self-help wall art. And I'm gonna get that going, and then I'm gonna start linking that down in my bio as I get more and more videos going. But I'm kind of being called to get more into the creative space and making things. I've always been entrepreneurial in nature, industrious in nature. So I think with this clear head and like a lot, like when you sacrifice and like take away all these things, you also start to realize like how much they didn't matter. Like the world is so beautiful. The world is very beautiful, but you get caught up in these things that are just like these tantalizing taboos of life. Things like corn. you know, like, I, drinking, all of these things. And I'm not disparaging anybody from those things, right? I'm just saying there are realities where you exist and these things are like a constant and they kind of weigh on your life. And then there's a reality where you kind of restrict yourself from those things. And like when you do that, you almost feel as if like you are like getting out of the matrix. You know what I mean? Like you're like getting pulled out of the Truman Show, and you're like, wow, like what has been going on here? Like, my subconscious mind, it's like you go out, you drink, it's a habit, it's tied, but when you break those things, you just feel a sense of liberation. And everyone wants to be liberated, right? We want to be free. Like this idea of like self-actualization, like ultimate fulfillment, purpose, that is where I'm going to. That's what I want to do. All of these superficial things, you acquire wealth, you move up the ladder, you do what, okay, and then what? You just feel like you're entitled to all these things? Entitled to what? Like, I feel like I'm entitled to like a purposeful life, right? And if I'm entitled to that, then that means that I must restrict certain aspects of my life that doesn't service that, right? Including old versions of self that are no longer helpful. 26 days in, anyone else who kind of goes on this journey, there's like an enlightenment that starts to happen. It feels good. You feel really light, but good wishes, well wishes, positive energy, all of the beautiful things that I can transmit from me to you. If you're watching this, if you're listening to this, I appreciate you for being here. You are a lovely soul. You are a lovely individual, and go out and spread good energy to the world. All right. Have a good one.